Hi, Mr. Unkert here, and in this video I'm looking at amplitude of sinusoidal functions from graph. This is an assignment from Khan Academy. So we have a trig function below. It has a maximum point at 1/4 pi negative 2.2 and a minimum point at 3/4 pi negative 8.5. We want to find the amplitude, and the amplitude is going to be the distance from the midline to the minimum, the y values, or from the midline to the maximum. Okay, so it's going to be half the distance from negative 2.2 to negative 8.5. All right, so we're going to take negative 2.2 to find the distance, and we're going to subtract negative 8.5. And we're going to divide that by 2 to get my amplitude, because it's again half of this total distance. All right, so subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. Okay, so we have negative 2.2 plus 8.5. That's going to give me 6.3. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 2. And if we do that, we're going to get 3.15. So that is going to be our amplitude. And look at that, we've got energy points. Today is a good day. Let's look at the next question. All right, so we have another trig function. We have the midline coordinates. So the y coordinate of the midline is 7, and the minimum is 1.2. So again, it's the amplitude is going to be the vertical distance, or on the graph. So it's going to be the change in y values from the midline to the minimum, or from the maximum to the midline. All right, so all we're going to do to find the amplitude is we're going to take 7, the y coordinate of the midline, and subtract 1.2, which is the y coordinate of the minimum. We're going to find the difference between these two. And 7 minus 1.2 is going to give me 5.8. So this is going to have an amplitude of 5.8. Okay, let's take a look at one more. All right, so we have another trig function. We have the minimum point with a y value of negative 9.8 and the maximum point with a y value of negative 1.2. The amplitude is going to be half the distance from here to here. Can't really draw a straight line on this. It'd be great if I could. So half of that, the difference between the y values. So we're going to take uh, negative 1.2, the maximum, and we're going to subtract the minimum, negative 9.8. And since the amplitude is half of that distance, we are going to divide by 2. So when we're subtracting a negative, it's like adding a positive. So negative 1.2 plus 9.8 is going to be 8.6. And we're dividing that by 2. So we're going to get an amplitude of 4.3. And that's all there is to it. Okay, if you have questions, leave comments in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching and have a great day.